Welcome back to Houston Life. Our next guest made a name for herself as one of America's favorite bachelorettes. She is now branching out with a female-forward project.
And she's bringing us the wine. Kaitlyn Bristowe is in studio with us. It's so great to have you here.
I feel like that's what everybody says to me, though. Kaitlyn's bringing the wine. That's like been the story of my life for the last 10 years.
Right? But listen, you know what to bring, which is so great.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Well, welcome to Houston. We're going to talk more about the wine here in just a second.
Yes.
What an unbelievable career you've had.
Thank you.
You know, do you find yourself even still like pinching? I mean, The Bachelorette, Dancing with the Stars, dancer. I mean, you've had quite the resume.
Yes, I am pinching myself every day because I'm like, I was serving at a restaurant and I always had so much like ambition and I wanted to do things and I always wrote down like vision boards and what I wanted in my life. And then now I look back from writing those down when I was like 23. I'm like, oh, it happened. This is amazing. So yeah, it's a pinch me moment almost every day.
And your time on Dancing with the Stars, I mean, week after week, I know that that's a very intense competition. To make it all the way, I mean, it's got to be a highlight of your career.
Yes, I think maybe the top highlight of my career, in my opinion. I grew up wanting to be a dancer. My mom was a professional ballerina. I just always had these dreams of being a dancer, and you know, I had to kind of lose that dream in my late 20s and early 30s. I was like, yeah, it just didn't happen for me. And then so being a part of Dancing with the Stars and winning, I'm like, I am a dancer.
Yes, you are. You have arrived,
yes,
for sure.
Yeah, it was hard work, but definitely very rewarding.
You know, as we said in the intro to you, that so many of us across the country fell in love with you on The Bachelor, right? I mean, you had this kind of spark, obviously, that transcended to Bachelorette and then hosting and all the other things. Prior to going on that show, because I mean, you're putting it all out there, you're looking for love, the whole nine. Did you realize maybe the risk that you were taking at that time?
Yes and no. I always like to say high risk, high reward.
Right.
And I live my life like doing things outside of my comfort zone. I actually get a thrill out of that. So I knew, and my family was kind of like, you could look like an idiot and be sent home night one, to put it lightly. And I was like, I'm willing to take that risk because as long as I go in and be myself, you know, that's I'm just gonna get somewhere from that. I really believe in being your authentic self, even if people are gonna love you or hate you. Just being true to yourself will get you somewhere. So I just kind of went in with that attitude.
It's a great attitude because when you're true to yourself, you don't have to worry about hiding anything.
Exactly.
Secrets are exhausting, right?
Yes.
They're exhausting.
Yes, they are, and we all have them regardless. But when you get on national television, you don't want
You put it all out. Yeah. You put
Right.
it out there.
Exactly.
Let's talk about Off the Vine, this podcast where you talk about wine. How did this all begin? And you mentioned that you're always the one bringing the wine.
Yeah.
So this is something that has been a trend for you.
Yeah, you know what? I talked about my vision board earlier and when I was 23 and things that I love to do. When I was little, I used to walk around with a little Fisher-Price microphone and I always wanted to interview people. I wanted to do something in radio all growing up. And so when, you know, I came off the show and I had this platform, I was like, oh, what an interesting time to get into podcasting. That seems to be a thing right now. So I got into it and I just fell in love with it. And of course, having a glass of wine and talking to guests. And I found that, you know, the community that Off the Vine built, it feels like a family. There's just so many incredible people that have opened up and shared their stories and gotten through tough times together. And the podcast has kind of become more of a community over anything, which I love. And of course, the wine.
Well, you have a great gift of gab. I mean, it works even on television, here in person, on the podcast. We're super excited to have you in town. We're going to talk about how people can meet you a little bit later, but let's talk about Spade and Sparrows, which is your wine brand that's out right now.
Yes.
Let's talk about the name, because how did you come up with the name?
I am so sorry if anybody out there that's watching is like a bird watcher and knows more about birds than I do, because I was told by my tattoo artist that a sparrow is the only bird that remembers how to fly home. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it stuck with me.
Okay.
So I have 2 sparrows tattooed on the backs of my arms, and then my family, every time I fly home, which is important to me, and that's why I got the birds, because I was like, oh, I always fly home. We play cards. Spade is the strongest suit in the deck. I like that. I have a strong personality, and we just always play cards. So we were sitting in a little place in Napa trying to come up with a name. We were writing down anything that came to mind, and Spade from cards were there, diamonds, hearts, sparrows, different birds, different nicknames I had, and we just kind of were putting things together, and Spade and Sparrows just stuck. And now
it rings.
Yeah,
it rolls
right?
off the tongue.
Thanks.
For sure.
Yeah.
It sounds great, and the story behind it is beautiful. So, okay, Courtney mentioned the event. We're not going to tell you about it until after the commercial break. You can meet this beautiful woman tonight here in Houston. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Kaitlyn Bristowe.
Oh, I
and
think
we're
we're
going to drink
sipping.
some wine.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
you're
are.
gonna
I'm so
Okay.
thirsty.
Oh, good.
I'm really thirsty.
Well, Kaitlyn brought the wine.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Houston Life. Been hanging out with Kaitlyn Bristowe, and now I think it's time to get to some drinking. But before we do that, you are having a bottle signing event tonight at the Target in Sawyer Heights.
Yes, exactly. 4 to 6. I'll be there signing bottles and taking pictures and hanging out. We have a DJ. It's going to be fun.
It'll be really fun. There's also some surprises around the store as well. Can we talk about that?
Yes, I call it my random act of wineness, where I will go and put a little $20 bill in an envelope, put it behind bottles, and then the bottle of wine is on me, whoever finds it, little Willy Wonka style.
Yeah.
And then I just ask that they pay it forward however you want. Just do something kind.
That is so
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
And do we need tickets or anything, or can we just show up there at Target? Look at this video. This looks so fun.
Hey, look at that. I put on my best Target uniform. They gave me a name tag and a vest, but I found out that they retired the khaki pants. They all wear jeans now, so I didn't get the memo.
Oh, darn it.
You still look the part.
Yeah.
The khaki works.
I was doing my full Target lady from SNL. It was great.
That was awesome.
Welcome to Target.
Yeah, welcome to Target. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, well, let's get started. Spade and Sparrows, and you have 3 different varieties here for us.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to make it a little competition because that's so me. And you are going to try and between the two of you figure out what you're tasting, what notes. Now the fun part is there's no wrong answer.
Okay.
It's your taste buds. They're not mine. So we like to do good wine without the rules. So you don't have to taste whatever's in here because it's your taste bud. Now I don't know about these glasses, but
Sorry.
no. I'm not saying that. I feel like they're in a weird order.
In a
so
strange
whatever.
order. We should have gone the other way,
That's
right?
okay.
That's okay.
That's all
we
right.
have the rosé here, right?
Now you do swirl. Yes. Did you know
Okay.
that? You swirl all wine except for if there's bubbles. We don't
Okay.
want to do that.
Oh.
'Cause we're
But
opening
yes,
it up, right?
Exactly.
Is that what we're doing?
Yep. You're going to do a little
Okay.
smell. And then this is the rosé. I think I meant to do the white first, but we're going to do rosé.
That's really good.
Isn't it?
I'm
do I
going to
taste
guess
here?
apricot.
Okay. Controversial. I feel like it's apricot or apricot.
I know. I was going to go kind
apricot.
of peachy, but I'm also kind of cherry. I'm getting like a tart, a really beautiful, bolder grape, and I don't know what that
It's strawberry. You got it. You nailed
It's
it. Yep,
strawberry?
No
Yes.
way.
It's
Wow.
strawberry and, Bachelorette themed. It's also rose petals and strawberries. And one of my favorite parts about the rosé and the white is that some people really like sweet wine and some people like dry wine. Both of them are going to be drinkable for either person.
Okay, every palate's going to like it.
Yes, because it is fruit forward, but it is also on the dry side, so you get a little bit of both.
That's what I really
Yeah,
like
it's not
too.
too sweet. Okay, we got to power through these next
Okay.
two because we're tight on time here.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Pinot Grigio.
You know, fun fact, Courtney
in your
hates
same
strawberries, but she loves your wine.
I love your wine.
Come on.
I know.
You hate
not a fan,
strawberries?
but I don't taste strawberries.
Okay.
There.
Then there's no strawberries in it.
Okay, this one I think I taste peach in.
Okay, sure. It's your palate, not mine.
I thought there was supposed to be a right or wrong
No,
answer.
she said
No
there's
right or
no.
wrong. What it is crisp. What?
Apple?
Yes.
Okay.
Crisp apple, some citrus, and some melon in there. It's really delicious. Okay, if we're tight on time,
It is
we gotta
light.
get
It
to
is
my
light
favorite.
and delicious.
This is my favorite one. This is the Pinot Noir.
Okay.
And while we're doing this and tasting and swirling, how fun was this to make wine?
It was so fun.
The process?
It was so fun. I always say I'm so involved in it, and I would have stomped the grapes with my own little feetsies if I could have, but I didn't. But I did. I was very involved in the process, and it was a lot of fun. I now understand though why they have spit buckets because you shouldn't drink all of that wine
Right.
when you're trying to find your own. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I think you should.
Well, I did.
This is lovely. I think this would be great with barbecue here in Texas. This
Oh,
is like a
that's
smoky, tobacco-y.
Yes, it's got a hint of spice. You're right.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love this.
Oh my gosh, good.
Actually, I like them all. So
Yeah,
let's just
take them all. Yes,
Typical.
cherries and a hint of
Cheers.
spice. So yes, all low sugar, all low calorie. Well, okay, not all, but 2 of them.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I did see that on
All
the
low
label.
sugar though, and that makes for not as bad of a hangover.
For sure.
Yes.
Caitlin, thank you so much for stopping by Houston Life.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This was fun. I want to stay.
Well,
Please
best of
do.
luck. Please come back and see us anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
will.
Come back.
Okay, fine.
We would love
You're
to
gonna
have you.
regret that.
Please go see her today at the Sawyer Heights Target. It starts at 4 o'clock. You're signing bottles. Look for those $20 gift cards as well and pay that kindness forward.
Yes.
Kaitlyn Bristowe, it's lovely to have you here in
Thank you so much
Houston.
for having me.
Cheers.
Thanks, Houston.
By the way, if you'd like to connect with Kaitlyn, head over to our website. We do have a link under the Scene On section of HoustonLife.tv.